Considerable time in the wild card gym with Freddie Roach. Power shots in 9. Pacquiao landed 22. Bradley had his best statistical round, 21 out of 52. Bradley 25 to 78. Pacquiao threw 94 punches in that round. Harold, how do you have it through 9?
Okay, Jim, I've got it 9-0, 90 to 81. Manny Pacquiao, he still does too much damage in each and every round with that straight left hand. I mean, the guy, he just can't seem to miss Timothy Bradley's jaw. He comes across with that straight left hand. And, you know, Timothy Bradley, you got to give him credit. He takes a heck of a punch, but even still, Manny Pacquiao nailing him with too many left hands. 9-0, Manny Pacquiao.
Tell you something else. Yes, Pacquiao's winning competitive rounds, and Bradley's very tough. But I get the feeling that if Bradley had a little more, Pacquiao would ratchet it up and also win competitive rounds. I don't get the feeling that Bradley's really coming close to winning these rounds. That Pacquiao is...
He's making them exciting rounds.
He's not making it tougher on himself than he has to.
Now you've heard Joel Diaz in the corner talking to Bradley about his foot and saying ignore it, etc. He has told others at ringside that Bradley has a damaged right foot, and he heard it somehow in the second round. They're using the term, it's broken. I'm not sure how somebody with a broken foot would be moving the way Bradley is, but the bottom line supposedly is he's compromised by his right foot.
Every fighter's dealing with something, right, Emmanuel? There's always something, a foot, a hand.
Part of the fight game.
Yeah, probably Manny Pacquiao will tell us after the fight that his calves were tight.
And that Bradley was a very determined contender.
Now let's see if Pacquiao tries to fashion the last-minute rally, which has been his pattern throughout the fight. Good left hook by Bradley. Straight left hand for Pacquiao. Well, this is a round in which Pacquiao hasn't done much with 30 seconds to go, and Bradley landed a couple of good shots.
So far, Bradley's won this round, but he hasn't been able to do any damage. He did enough to win the round, probably, but not really hurt Manny.
And interestingly, it's Bradley implementing the strategy we thought he'd implement from the beginning, which is trying to counter Pacquiao.
This would clearly appear to be Bradley's best round. Pacquiao's trying to come on now at the end, land one more big shot. Maybe clean it, but the bell sounds.
All right, we let that round go. We got punches, okay? There's more punches, there's combination. You got 6 minutes to go, son. All right? It's your fight.
Come on, baby. Hey, no pain. No pain.
Hey, you're a fucking warrior, champ.
No pain.
Here we see a situation which I think was the 4th round, which is where I believe Bradley hurt his right foot as he was doing all this twisting and pivoting, keeping up with Manny, which is one of Manny's specialty.
There you go.
And there it is when he twisted the right foot right there. I think that's what it's still bothered him possibly. But nevertheless, Manny's fighting his fight. Still, it's more that Manny just physically and too strong and too powerful.
The 10th round was statistically equal according to CompuBox. They landed the same number of punches. They landed the same number of power shots. Personally, I think Bradley got in a couple of punches that were better, and Harold Letterman agrees with us. Freddie Roach agreed, and now Bradley has broken the shutout, at least by our lights.
In a basketball game, the Eastern Conference Finals ended today with the Heat beating the Celtics. In a basketball game, a guy rolls his ankle like that, he comes out of the game, at least for a little while. But in the fight game, there's nowhere to hide. You gotta just fight with it.
There's no substitute to bring in. Incidentally, Emmanuel, I personally think Pacquiao's beard is a little bit on the full side, and if I were Joel Diaz, I might have demanded that it be shaved.
Yeah. But, you know, that's a small detail, and I think Diaz is just not that type of a guy. And, you know, Manny's always had that kind of mustache, beard, or whatever you call it.
Bradley's not a power puncher anyway.
Yeah, right. It wouldn't matter.
Straight left hand for Pacquiao.
Pacquiao threw that punch to end the fight.
Yeah, exactly. He was trying to knock Bradley out with that shot. Bradley's proven he's got a pretty decent chin. Makes Kendall Holt look good for having knocked him down in the first round.
Good chin.
And as he's turned the fight into this little kind of minor skirmishes and ambushes, he's done better over the last couple rounds. But too little, too late.
Yeah, Pacquiao came out in the early rounds and answered any questions about whether his new change of life would make him more docile as a prize fighter. He took command of the fight, he landed power shots, he won the rounds. Right hook by Pacquiao. Left hand by Pacquiao. 47 seconds to go in the round. He seems to be looking for a KO here in the 11th.
Both guys has great coordination and footwork. And that's why it's hard for anyone to land two solid punches in a row. Unbelievable balance on both of the guys.
Manny Pacquiao's footwork is unbelievable.
Yes, it is.
He gets to places no other fighter can get to.
And he's getting close with those home run left hands.
Yes, he is. Bradley, for the moment, decides his best defense is a good offense. Lands a right hand. Pacquiao keeps coming.
That was a strafing shot from Bradley. Had a good right hand to the body.
But another good round for Manny Pacquiao, who's landed several hard power shots. And with only one round to go, it seems to be a foregone conclusion.
You got one more round, baby. One more round, you gotta make history, baby. Okay? Just relax. Take a fucking deep breath. Here's a mouthpiece, coach. Here's a mouthpiece. Hey, be smart. You got one round. You don't want to make mistakes in this fucking round. This is the most critical round of the fucking fight, the last one. Okay? We're here together, okay? Let's put it together now.
Okay,
Last round.
let's knock this guy out. Let's go.
Last round.
All right?
Kunin natin to.
Last round, gentlemen. Touch up, sir.
It's the last round. Let's get this fight. Just keep getting in. If he waits for you,
Pag umikot siya dito, bagsak dito, pag umikot, bagsak dito.
when he turns around, hit him with the other one.
Touch him up. Touch up. All right, let's go.
Well, if we reach the final bell, it'll be the 5th consecutive Pacquiao fight to go the distance, and still we talk about his remarkable punching power. Bottom line is good fighters like Tim Bradley, if they want not to get knocked out, can do a pretty good job of avoiding it.
But I still think he punches good. I think Manny's still one of the best punchers in the game. He punches through his targets. Bradley's a tough guy. And after that, maybe a third or fourth round, he hasn't been able to land solid on Bradley with 2 or 3 punches. Bradley's dipping, twisting, turning, moving, ducking, turning around, not getting hit solid with 2 punches.
I'll tell you something else.
See that?
Not only is Pacquiao moving Bradley more with his shots than Bradley moving Pacquiao, but this is the hardest I've ever seen Bradley throw punches. This is Bradley primed for the moment, throwing the hardest shots he can and not hurting Pacquiao with them.
Exactly. But you can't grow power overnight. You have it or you don't. And to some degree, it's a mystery why some fighters have power and others who appear as though they should don't. Emmanuel, to a certain degree, you just can't figure it out, can you?
No, you can improve punching power a lot, but some guys are just born that way. I call it heavy-handed. Just
How about heavy
doing-
calves?
yeah,
Look at
yeah.
those calves on Pacquiao
The biggest
compared
I've
to
ever
Bradley.
saw in proportion to his body. It's unbelievable.
Well, there's no question that's where the power comes from. The driving legs, his ability to commit, his willingness to risk to throw those shots, all of it conspires to make him a great prize fighter.
One of the greatest who ever lived. Every generation has their guys. In this one, it's Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather, of course, and hopefully one day we get to see that fight.
Hope springs eternal in the boxing fans' heart.
Meanwhile, Bradley's still throwing punches like he means it.
And winning this round at this point, in my opinion.
Just a tremendous performance against the game in his prime. Young champion, determined to win, never stopped trying, but outclassed.
Well, I guess Bradley's cornermen feel as though they might not be at this level again, so they want to pick their fighter up and carry him around. Pacquiao is on his feet in the corner talking with his guys. Bradley's still hoisted aloft. And let's take a look at the story of the fight in highlight form. And the caption here is Manny Pacquiao's straight left hand. One of the dominant weapons in boxing, perhaps the #1 offensive weapon in boxing over the course of the past 8 or 10 years. Manny Pacquiao's straight left hand, Emmanuel Stewart, dominated this fight.
But after the first few rounds, he never could land it consistently. You know, he could land it every once in a while, but usually, most of the time, Bradley was moving away from the punches. And he never could land it after these first two right here. The rest of the punches, he couldn't land just the way he wanted to. But he still did enough to win the fight and overpower Bradley.
Harold, how did your scorecard wind up?
Okay, Jim, I got a 119, 109, 11 rounds to 1, Manny Pacquiao. I agree with the graphic, with the clip that shows that straight left hand landing over and over and over again. That was the determining factor in each and every round. He would hurt Bradley with that straight, vicious left hand. Bradley couldn't knock enough power shots to hurt Pacquiao more. 11-1, Manny Pacquiao.
All right, Harold Letterman, take us through the 3 official judges who will score the fight very quickly.
All right, Jim, as I say, Dwayne Ford teaches all the other judges how to judge. Very solid choice here. C.J. Ross, she's been judging for a while, there's no doubt about it. She's been judging since 1992, but I don't know if she's ready for a major fight like this. A little bit shaky. Jerry Roth, very good judge. Had a tough time recently with Brandon Rios and Richard Abril, but other than that, he's usually pretty solid.
All right. And Michael Buffer is standing by with the official results. Let's go to him right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, here at the MGM Grand, we go to the scorecards. Jerry Roth scores about 115-113 for Pacquiao. C.J. Roth scores it 115-113 for Bradley. And Dwayne Ford scores it 115-113 to the winner by split decision. And new WBO welterweight champion of the world, the Desert Storm, Timothy Bradley.
Well, I'll tell you, I don't think we're blind. I think Harold Letterman is the best scorer alive.